So the picture that is on the screen right now was uploaded to a YouTube page here not too long ago, and that person was not the originator of the picture. He was a person who follows a hunting group on Facebook, and I don't have the name of that hunting group, but the moderator of that Facebook page uploaded this picture to his Facebook page, and then a YouTube channel called Dixie Cryptid uploaded it here back on the 19th of October. Now, I've gotten several people who have messaged me about this picture and asked me to take a quick look at it and let them know what I think. So apparently this is a person out hunting, which makes sense from the picture. And a game camera somewhere in the area picked up this picture. I would believe it would be sometime in the morning, supposedly while this person was heading towards hunting stand. I don't know the validity of that story, but that's what the story is from Dixie Cryptid. So first couple of things I want to show you. Up here, right up here, you can see a reflection. That appears to be a reflection of something in the background. I do believe this picture is a picture taken of a computer screen where this this photo was being displayed. So that would make this probably what I would consider like a third generation copy. I've reached out to people. I have not been able to get an actual JPEG copy of this. So forensically, it limits me what I can do to actually do any analysis of this picture. So basically all I can do is look at it and tell you what I think. If I had the original JPEG, the one thing I would first do is look at the metadata, and metadata will tell me a lot. It tells me what kind of camera it was, focal length, shutter speed, exposure times, what kind of ISO, but more importantly, how many times it's been opened and saved in something like Photoshop. That can be very telling. Doesn't necessarily mean it's been doctored. However, it is an indicator that it might have been doctored. My version of this photo was taken off of Facebook. It was downloaded directly from Facebook. And when you do that, you hit right click and then hit save as. In this case, downloading from Facebook, the metadata is stripped. A lot of web pages do that. Not all web pages, but Facebook is one of the ones that does. So no metadata. Another thing I like to do with pictures like this, I like to run it through something called error level analysis. And it's just a tool that geeks like me use to try to discover any type of doctoring of the photo. Like I said, it's just a tool. There's a lot of people out there who love it, and there's people out there who say error level analysis is useless. To me, it's just one tool to use to look at a picture like this to get an idea of what's going on. But again, this is a downloaded copy. It's like probably, you can see here, this picture was taken from a computer screen, so that's a picture of a picture. And then I downloaded it off of Facebook, which is, kind of the same thing, a copy of a copy of a copy. So no metadata, and in this case, error level analysis is going to be useless. I ran it through that process anyway, just for the whim of it, and saw some interesting things, but I'm not going to include it in this explanation because it's unreliable at best. So what about the picture itself? There's some interesting things here. Somebody asked me about this whitish aura that you see right here. It looks very interesting, but I think that is an artifact from the flash of the game camera itself reflecting off of all this vegetation and then coming back to the camera and creating kind of a lens flare type of effect. And I think that's what that aura is coming from. Let me move to another picture here. A little bit zoomed in. Now, somebody also mentioned that, hey, there's no date and timestamp on this, and most game cameras have that date and timestamp. Now, although that is true, if you go look on the internet, there are plenty of examples of game camera pics that don't have that. Just because there's no date and timestamp on this picture does not necessarily mean that it's some kind of fake. Most hunters, I would think, would want that information on there. However, it's also a possibility that what we're looking at here is a zoomed in cropped image where the date and timestamp was left off the bottom. So again, inconclusive as far as that being an indicator of any kind of fakery. So I'm going to move on to the subject itself. Now, my first overall appearance, my first overall impression of this subject is that it looks like a person wearing a coat to me. And if you look right here where the hand should be, that color variation from the arm coming down to the hand, I think is very telling. And when you zoom in a little more, you can almost see kind of a clear line right there. That would be the end of a sleeve. All right. So to me, this is a human. Now, the first thing you say is, wait a minute, what about that eye shine? Humans don't have eye shine like that. That's very true. We do not have eye shine like animals do. We do have some eye shine, but it's not to the extent that you know other animals have, like cats and other animals that have very wide animals that are adapted to for nocturnal conditions. If I was going to say if there's anything about this photo that was faked, it was probably these eyes right here. Because if you look at them, they don't even look centered in the head. All right. This eye looks like it's way too far off to the right of where it should be, and this one looks like it's kind of halfway cut off or something. So that's just my take on it. It doesn't look natural to me. So if there's fakery going on, it's probably in the fakery of this eye shine. But it all could be faked because with my version of it, it would be impossible to tell really. Now somebody also mentioned that look at the size of this thing, that it's at least as tall as this guy, but it's 20, 30 feet away from him, so it's got to be much larger. Well, my take on that is very simple. You can't see the ground where either of these two people are standing. So you don't know if this person's standing in like a little depression right here, or if this guy over here is standing on a little bit of raised ground. So unless you can see the full body of both individuals, it's really not a good idea to try to compare size because it's just not definitive unless you can see the whole body of both individuals. The other thing you have to worry about, if you don't know what the focal length of the camera is and you don't have any of that information, you can't tell if there's any zooming going on or anything. So I don't know if any of these game cams have any zoom capability or if it's just a set focal length. But sometimes through a camera, even if somebody's farther away, they can appear larger, especially if there's any kind of a zoom lens. I don't think that's the case here. I just think this is a person that's off in the distance there, and kind of looks bigger maybe, but I really don't think it is. Anyway, that's my impression on this. I think this is a very clever photo that somebody whitened up the eyes a little bit to make it look like it's something really cool out there. But definitely this looks like a guy wearing a coat and nothing more. So really all I can say about it, that was the question, what I thought about it, and I don't think it's a real Bigfoot. So anyway, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you think. And I hope to be doing more of these Facebook live streams, maybe a little bit longer next time. But like I said, this is my first one. So anyway, I hope to have a new video up sometime tonight or by tomorrow over at my YouTube page. So be on the lookout for that. And thanks for watching.